Hey, it's me. Welcome to the video. I'm just here to preface that my audio in this video is really awful. It's very bad because I still haven't quite figured out how to set up my mic, especially while I'm drawing, and it's definitely a bit of a problem. Also, I am just too lazy to edit too much of these videos. I have a lot of things going on, so it's definitely a bit of a rambly video, but I hope you stick through because it is kind of fun and I enjoyed learning how to use these brushes. But that's all I have to say. Enjoy the video. Hey, it's me. So I have these DAUB, I don't know if that's how it's pronounced, but anyway, I have these DAUB brushes that I bought I don't know, a few months ago, and I never really used them. The super bundle comes with 530 additional tools, and I just have not had the time to go through them at all. But I was drawing in it, I was, I don't know, doing some studies, trying to get some interesting things going on, trying to do landscapes, and I was like, crap, I don't have enough brushes. Because as you might be able to see from here, the only brushes that I really use are these. The GB Soft brush, which I love because it has a really good soft outline. I like the colors, I don't know, it's fun, it's good, it has good opacity settings, I enjoy it. This Rough and Color brush, which has a cool chisel, not quite a chisel, but a cool chisel. And this gouache brush, which I've been using for my coloring because it has really good color layering. I like it a lot. It doesn't act exactly like paint, but it acts enough like paint for me. And I'm not any kind of professional artist. I'm just like a border, not like a borderline, but like a cartoonist. That's what I do. So, you know, I'm just gonna go through the DAUB brushes. I hope that they're called that, otherwise I'm really gonna be making a fool of myself. And you know, just figuring out what I like, what can be useful for me. I'm not a professional, I don't do too much crazy rendering or anything like that. I'll include some examples of my art next to me. I'm tempted to go with either the Joyful Bristle or the dry media. I think I'm going to go with the dry media, and we will see how it goes from there. Alright, now I'm well aware that the fact that I don't actually know how to test these out makes it a little bit useless for me to be reviewing it, but I'm just coming at it from like the amateur perspective. If you have Clip Studio and you want to try out some new brushes, these are for you. So I'm starting out with the Greasy Pencil large, which I'm not really sure what the difference is between the large and the small, but each stroke has this splatter effect. I'm gonna try and see what it's like small, but so far it has a good good flow, good movement. It's not really stabilized in any way. It's a pretty big, oh, I understand why it's large now, because even the smallest you get is still pretty big. So if you're looking for a big brush, this is it. I don't actually like to use big brushes that much, and now that I'm changing the size, it doesn't really look good big either. So I don't know, I'm not opposed to the use of a grease pencil, but I don't know if this is really for me. I'm gonna try writing with it. See, it's alright. It's alright. I'm not too upset with it, but I'm not a big fan of the size. It's just a little too big for me. So this one is it's alright. So this is the smaller grease pencil, which definitely has a little bit more texture to it. I think I like the look of this. It would be really good for something steampunky. Not that I know how to draw anything steampunky, but it's an aesthetic that I like, and so, you know, I feel like what kind of an outfit? I'll draw one of my OCs. Oh, I don't like that light pressure look really at all. In terms of character lining, it's a pretty good look for the pencil. I think that if you were doing like a figure drawing, like those professionals, and you were, I don't know, I actually just don't really like the look of this. It's a bit difficult to see through the screen share thing that I have going, but if you look at it, it just, I don't know about that texture. I'm not really a fan. So grease pencils, This is the Grotto, I think. Is that what it says? Grotto? I hope I'm not saying that wrong. It's a also pretty big brush. It has that texture on the side, which I kind of vibe with. Not that I'm sure what scenarios I would ever use that in. Maybe also a machinery scenario. But I don't know how to draw machinery, so I'm not really sure how to get good use out of this. But as I'm just fiddling around here, I like the movement, I like the flow, I like that side thing, though it's a bit unusual. Maybe it pairs really good with one of the other pencils, which I've never really considered, but looking at all of the packs that this thing offered, I figured that these probably do go together at some point. I'm not sure. I'm mid on this. I'm not convinced. So far I'm having fun using different brushes though. I have no idea what scenario I would ever use this brush in. Maybe, let me just use my default pens and draw something out here. I see a lot of like really nice artists painting like clouds, ooh, clouds, and they use this brush to get a lot of cloud, like this kind of a brush to get cloud texture, though I'm not so sure I really like it. Maybe I'm just not doing the technique well enough, but I don't know. But I'm sure that someone can get use out of this. And, you know, again, this is probably like the worst possible review for these kinds of things, because I just draw cartoons, and even though I'm trying to branch out of what I'm used to, it's difficult, especially with brushes that I'm unfamiliar with and not really sure how to use. This is a not so dry oil pastel, so I'm thinking that maybe there's some kind of layering going on here. Not that it doesn't really, oh, I see. It doesn't mix great, if I'm honest, but it's definitely mixing, and you can definitely see it here. It has an interesting mixing happening. I think I like it. I think I'm a fan. This is kind of an interesting painting brush. I like that it doesn't blend too much. I feel like I don't know, I quite like this brush. And if I go over it, it leaves a little bit of a remnant that it was once there. Oh. See? That's kind of cool. I think I like that. I don't know how I'm gonna mark down that I like it, but I do. And here's the greasy charcoal. It's a bit big, and it's kind of lagging my computer, but it might also just be because my canvas is just a little too small. How small does this pen go? Because it's pretty big. Oh, it's like a pretty black, straight black. Does it have much texture to it? Not that much, but the thin to thick is kind of cool. I feel like this would be a really good textured line art brush if I was ever in the need. I don't really know what I'm drawing here. I haven't warmed up or considered what I'm drawing today or anything at all. But yeah, this is a pretty, it's a very comic-y brush, but I like the ink. I like the dark ink. Wait. See, now I'm having fun. This is a fun comic brush to be using. Yeah, I think I like this. And then if you pair this with the grease, not the grease charcoal, the not so dry oil pastel, I feel like you can get some pretty cool effects going here. Some interesting blending, which I really like, actually. The blending on this brush is really nice, and I feel like it works really well with the textures here. It just works. I'm a fan. You've got me. These two brushes are fun, and they're textured, and they look really good. Yeah, okay. Cool. You've convinced me. Some of these brushes are actually really neat. So, let's check out the next one. That was the greasy charcoal. Now for the old school chalk. And for the sake of getting old school chalk effect, maybe we should just write on black. so that, you know, you can get the real effect. Now I'm gonna shrink this way down. Ooh, this has a pretty cool, here. How can I give you guys math flashbacks? M equals, wait, what is the, it's been a minute since I've been in math. Here, I'll do function equals mx plus b. Oh yeah, wait, guys, I don't know what I'm doing. Anyway, this is a fun brush. I like the texture, I like the writing, I like the soft. This is cool. This really does feel like old school chalk, and then when you press really hard it comes out super white. But if you press like this, it looks like chalk. And I'm gonna blow it up just to see what the brush is. It's kind of like a square brush, like chalk, which I like. I've been looking for a square brush actually, and I feel like there's so many cool things that can be done with something like this. Also, I didn't realize this before, but it's kind of transparent. Which, I don't know how I didn't realize that, but it's pretty cool. So, I like the chalk brush. I like that it's a square. The pastel brush, is this supposed to be like an oil pastel? Ooh, I do not like that texture. Not for the way I draw, anyways. Ooh, not a fan. I don't think... I don't know. Ooh. I'm trying to draw an office building so that maybe we can have some sort of... Ooh, I don't know. I don't know what context I would use this brush either. I think, is it supposed to be an oil pastel? I can check the blending on this brush and see if it has any... Which, the answer is no. The answer is very far from no, actually. There is zero kind of blending happening here at all. It's just going. Okay. So this brush is a bust. Pastel Rake, I'm assuming, is going to be the... This also looks a lot like those cloud brushes that I see people using in their really, really awesome environmental art that I really just cannot live up to at this moment in time. So I'm gonna do another little cloud test, but this time I'm gonna do something a little different so that learning along the way. Instead of using that, I'm going to try and use this, maybe the greasy charcoal, maybe not the greasy charcoal. Yeah, okay, greasy charcoal. I know a few cloud techniques, not many, but a few that could, okay, this just looks like crap, so I'm just gonna fill this all in. And then we can do some, ooh, shading, look, wow, so cool. What is happening here? Okay. We're getting somewhere. Are we? No, we're not really getting it. Oh god. Okay, I don't have a reference up, that's my excuse. But anyway, I feel like, this looks so bad. But they always have like those textures, you know what I'm talking about? I can pull up an example on the screen. Look, clouds, ooh. Okay, I don't think this makes sense to anyone but me. So I'm just gonna let that lie and try the pure coal, which, I don't know. This is another one of those, like really, really, really textured brushes that I don't really gravitate towards. And again, I feel like for certain styles, the art that was depicted in the ad for this brush pack, it was really good. It was great, and it was really good. It just wasn't my style. I'm definitely just looking for a little bit more texture, but not this much texture. I don't really know what to do with this much texture. And I think it looks good, and it could have a really cool effect with the right genre or vibe or something like that. But at least where I'm at, I don't think this is the brush for me. And I say all of that while I'm just doodling nonsense with this brush because it has a fun flow. It's kind of fun. And I don't really know what I'm doing with it, but you know, that's the fun of these things. There's the rake. Ooh, this is a not at all textured rake tool. Okay. What do people even use these rake tools for? Is it for hatching? Like, do people use this instead of drawing all of the itty bitty lines? But that just looks weird, doesn't it? Like, for the pressure to affect the size is a little odd. What would you use this for? Maybe like a dreamscape. Ooh, entering the dream world. Okay, let's pretend that this is making sense. Whoa, what the hell? Why did it fix itself? Why does it fix itself? What is that supposed to mean? What is it supposed to do? Okay, look at it. It just changes up the texture. Not that I'm sure what that actually does in this situation. I don't like just how blocky this is. And I think that maybe I'm using it wrong. It has a really good variety in texture, and so maybe if I had some kind of like thing that I could use it for, I mean, I don't know. What would I even use this for? Maybe it's good for design? I don't know. Here's the square pastel. I'll use this over the block. I like the lightness of it. It kind of reminds me of that chalk brush, to be honest. Now that I'm like looking at it, it has the same kind of texture, but it's a square pastel. I'll see if these layer at all, because the other pastel really did not. It layers a bit. It has kind of like an interesting effect going on here. I'm not sure how much of a fan I am. Scatter chalk. Oh, that's cool. That's really cool. Because it definitely has a blending effect. But like when you look at it from afar. But it's definitely not super blended. Ooh, I really like that, actually. I think I'm a fan. And then here's this brush, Benturu, which is also super textured, but now I'm getting into the texture a little bit, you know what I mean? I'm looking forward to seeing what these have to offer. Oh, that kind of looks cool. It doesn't look that cool, but I'm having fun with the textures. I'm getting the vibes, and I think I like that. I think I'm a fan. This is definitely still the most my style. These two brushes, they're the least textured, but you know, I'm trying to experiment. I'm trying to be unique, and understand the brushes that I'm using and have paid for. What is this brush supposed to be doing? Anything? Maybe my screen's just glitching. What is this supposed to be? Oh, it's a blending brush. Okay, let's see. We'll take two colors, far apart colors. None of these brushes, okay. Greasy charcoal, and this. And let's see if we can make purple using the bristle broom. Ooh, whoa, okay, wait, that's kind of a really cool shading going on. Wait. So it comes out kind of like the rake does. It's not very good at its job, in my opinion, but it's all fitting this texture really well, and I know that that's what they're paid for, but now I'm inspired to do something with it. I'm like, oh crap, I want to do something with all of these textures that I have now. So I've put myself in a bit of a position, but it's okay, you know, it's alright. I'm sure I'll find a use for them sometime. I'll start a webcomic one day, just dedicated to steampunk crap. And it'll be so awesome, guys. Just you wait. So, I don't know how I feel about this brush. The brush chalk. Maybe it's also supposed to... I don't know. It's okay. It's alright. The touch sensitivity is good on this. It's basic, unlike some of these, which is just freakish. Dust bristle? Here, let's... Oh. Huh. That's kind of weird. It's definitely another one of those, like, added texture brushes, but I don't really know what it could even be used on. Maybe if you had a coin? Could it be used on a coin or some kind of brass look? I'll put, like, a gold here, and we'll see. I don't know. Maybe it's better for shading? It doesn't really mix well. It's definitely supposed to be used more as like a one-time texture brush thing, because this doesn't really look good when actually layered on other colors. So, Chalk Dust Bristle officially out. Chalk 1, ooh, this has a good solid color going. It doesn't blend really at all, but it doesn't need to. And it has a really good solid color. That's a really nice, okay. I like this brush as a flats. And so if there was something that didn't really require much dimension or depth, I might use this instead, because I feel like you kind of get the point across. You don't need too much blending. It looks good from afar. Well, it looks okay from afar, and that's kind of all that really matters. So, Chalk 2, what do you have to offer me? Not much. It doesn't, the colors don't light over as well, and the blending definitely looks better when I'm doing this. It looks much better than this one. So I don't know which one I would use. This one's more textured and feels better, and this one's less well, it doesn't feel, I don't know. Guys, I don't know. Ignore me. I don't know what I'm talking about. Cracked pastel. What do you look like? Like something. Is this supposed to be a line art brush? I don't think so, because look at how choppy that line looks. Why did I choose dry media? And then was surprised when the media looked dry. You know, this has to be one of my top 10 stupidest moments, but no one ever said that. I don't know. No one ever said I wasn't stupid. I don't know. What am I even trying to say? Guys, you should help. I'm just speaking nonsense. And this is just how I approach my art anyways. I just say crap and do crap on the page, and I'm like, oh, that looks good, or oh, that doesn't look so good. So anyways, I don't really like the look of this brush, but it's a good sketch brush because I was having fun drawing with it, and I think I would continue to have fun drawing with it. But it doesn't layer too well, it doesn't darken too well. It's definitely a sketch to stay sketch brush. So, yeah, I don't know about this one. 1 out of 10, 2 out of 10. Oh, this covers well. This is pretty. Ooh, that just like does it too. That's really nice. Let me color this in. I'll color this in quickly so that I don't waste your time, because I'm not an editor and I really hate editing, and I don't want to sit through and cut too much out, which is why I'm just like talking and talking and talking. So I'm training myself to be a blabbermouth. It's a Olympic sport now. I'm gonna ace it. So anyway, this is my base character, and I want to see how the shading layers. If it if it layers good. It does not. It actually layers horribly. But I can take something like maybe one of the chalks. Chalk 2? This is Chalk 2. And, oh, okay. No, Chalk 2 does not look good on that. Dry pigment, I haven't tried it yet. I have not even touched the dry pigment yet. But maybe this is the solution to the problem? Maybe? I don't know. It kind of layers weird on the dense, not the dense chalk. Yeah, the dense, was the cracked pastel? Or the dense chalk? I don't know. The dense chalk gets a similar coverage effect, but I feel like the dense chalk would be a better line art. Okay, I guess not, because it's pretty just thick. It's just a thick brush. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about any of these. Dry pigment is just, nah. It doesn't really layer that well. And this one also feels like it would just be, oh, that's a pretty, I like the thinness of this. The thing still stays even when I'm pressing really lightly. Some of these brushes just disappear when I press too lightly, which I don't really like because I'm pressing, so I don't want it to disappear. I want it to stay just really light, like this one, which looks pretty good and I'm pretty happy with. So I like the Firmo. Fulpo, ooh, ew, whoa. I don't know how we got here. faux pas, but it's another, it looks just like another sketch brush, but it doesn't have much anything. It doesn't fill. Does it layer maybe? Okay, certainly does not layer at all. I'm not sure. What is this brush supposed to be used for? Is it another one of those just like texture things? Because this could be cool, I think, ooh, maybe like that robot that I did earlier up here. If I added it to this, that could be cool. I feel like it has a good amount of texture. Maybe if I added it as like highlight, you know, I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure about Firmo and Fulpo. And then the final is the greasy charcoal something something, which is the same that I used for this. And it layered really pretty, so I'm gonna try layering them again. I'll use this pink and this light blue because I guess the pinks and the blues are what I'm using today. I need more saturated because it's not really showing up at all. Red, blue. Ooh, this also has a nice layer happening when you press really light. I mean, it's a bit of a weird effect. Also, probably not helped by the fact that I used two extremely saturated colors here, but it has kind of a fun effect. And it definitely makes purple. So, yeah. Anyway, that's all of the brushes here. I think that the ones that I was most drawn to are still these two from earlier. It was not the greasy pencil, and not the joyful, and not the mulch. Definitely not that. It was the greasy charcoal for this top bit here. Oh, what? And the, not the old school chalk. What did I use for this? What pencil did I use? Was it just the greasy pencil? Did I just use the greasy pencil enlarged? And I feel like, not that that's cheating, but I feel like using all of the greasiest of them is defeating the purpose of having the dry brushes pack, but maybe not. Are these the same brush? I think I have the memory of a goldfish. Yeah, these are the same brush. Okay, so the greasy charcoal is takes the cake for that. But I think I'm going to try and make a drawing that incorporates all of or as many of these brushes as I can. It's not going to be anything too fancy, but I think I'm just going to fool around, see what happens, see what I can make in short notice. I'm going to play around with, I mean, the line weight on this brush is pretty fun. It's just really easy. It gets really small, which I enjoy a lot. Okay, so I have this with the greasy pencil. I think I actually want to use something a little bit more interesting for the outline. Even though I had a lot of fun using this brush, I feel like I got a lot of good clean lines here. I want something with more texture, because then I can just add a bunch of random crap to the sides of this drawing. And no one can say anything about it because I'm using dry brushes. I'm a genius. The question is, what brush do I want to use? Definitely not a rake brush. Maybe a chalk brush. There was a square chalk brush that I want to try and use, but I don't remember where it was. Maybe it was a square pastel right here, right in front of my face. Epic. So I'm gonna try and use this instead. Ugh, never mind. I really don't want to use that brush. I'm backing off as soon as I'm starting. Maybe mulch. Mulch, what do you think? No, it doesn't like me. Okay, I'm gonna use grotto. Did I say Grotto? Not grotto. Grotto. Or whatever. I'm gonna use this brush because I mentioned liking it earlier, and I would like to stick with my earlier assessments in when I'm experimenting here. So I will catch you after I finish outlining this drawing. Okay, an issue that I'm having right now is that I really don't like all of the added crap around the line art that I did. It just looks bad, and I know that that's what I liked about the brush originally, but I can't take it. I can't take it. So I'm switching it up again into anything else. I think I'm gonna use a Benturu, because it is looking good to me right now as I'm playing around with it. So let's re-go. Wow. You know, I kind of liked the sketch better, but I'm experimenting. This doesn't need to look perfect. Come on, guys, give me a break, please. But I don't know. I mean, I actually really like the texture of this pencil, and this is supposed to be a pencil review. This is not a me art critique myself because I'm insecure. So I won't do that. But I'm trying to figure out if there's any cool ways for me to incorporate. I'm gonna give myself robot arms. Oh my god, I'm literally a genius. I look at myself and I think, wow, I'm literally a genius. So I'm going to look up robot arm right now. Stat. Live. Boom. This one. And it's gonna look great. And then I'm gonna have a chance to use these brushes to try and get some mechanic-y look out of them, because that's what I really want. I want them to look cool and mechanical and yeah. Okay, this looks a little bit bizarre. It doesn't really make a lot of sense. There, metal. And I'm gonna go in with my epic brush, and I'm just gonna try and get some cool metal look here. I want to just practice using the dry media and try and get a different look on this, because, ooh, actually, I'm using pure coal right now to shade here, and something about this is kind of vibing with me. It's not coloring so great, but it also definitely is, and it has a really interesting layer here. I'm gonna try. Maybe what if I added some like rust specks? Oh, I'm starting to see the use for these pens now. I understand. Okay, this looks great. This looks so cool. This is such a cool rust effect, and I can go in and I can darken spots. I hope you enjoyed the video. I know it was long, so if you made it this far, thank you. I appreciate it. I just kind of wanted to put something on YouTube. I wanted to test out these brushes. I figured it was a good excuse. So yeah, sorry if it was boring. Hopefully I'll do better next time. I hope. These things tend to get better with time, or so I've heard. So I'm gonna just hope for the best. Yeah, I have an Instagram and a TikTok that I occasionally post to, so if you want to keep up with me, you can go over there. And yeah, that's all I have to say. Thank you. Bye.